The horizon.
Welcome to Be in the Business. I am Jamie Tessamone, and this is the show where we spill the tea on entrepreneurship. I know people think it's easy. People think that when you're on the gram, you're living the best life, but behind the scenes, there's so much that goes on, and there's so much tools that we don't see. And we have the amazing Nadia today with us. Nadia is in media. She's in PR. She has a radio show. She has a TV show. She's a fantastic woman. Yeah, so it's definitely cool to have you and have a conversation with you, Nadia. I first want to find out and share to the audience, who is Nadia?
Well, thanks for the warm intro, or the extravagant intro, I think. Nadia Hearn is a brand authority. I love doing public speaking, and a lot of the content is motivating entrepreneurs and business owners. And just looking and sharing stories also with them from what really happens behind the scenes in terms of branding, PR, and marketing, and to enable them to also grow their businesses. And yeah, so my core life's work is really about supporting entrepreneurs with getting to know their purpose as to why they do what they do.
Nice.
And then being able to give them the words and to help them develop the message so that they can connect that in the hearts of the ideal customer.
Have you always been in PR, or what's your background?
I was very blessed. At a very young age of 21, I moved back to Johannesburg after studying office management. But landed really comfortably in a public relations agency in Johannesburg, and couldn't have fallen in any better place. I fell in love with the industry and started studying part-time. I just finished studying for 4 years and then continued studying for another 3 years.
Wow.
And just love the industry. I had the most amazing boss that became my mentor until today.
Okay.
We still work together as business partners, and she was actually my first business partner. And I opened after 4 years my first business at the age of 25.
Nice.
Yes, so business is my first love, and then what I do is I'm good with public relations, marketing, communications, words, just really connecting people through messages to ensure that we get to communicate what's on our hearts, what the purpose is of our businesses.
I want to get more into that. If people are out there thinking, oh, what is PR? Do I need that? What is that? What does your business do, and how does it add value to an entrepreneur's life?
I believe that PR's job is really to create the credibility in a business. And I actually just released an article two weeks ago that has been published. So I'll share a link if you want to share that with the viewers. Because we do see that often there's a misperception about where does PR fit into the marketing mix. So it's really the job to do the introduction often. So when a product launch or business launch, or maybe you have a new service, or you just want to get out there, you're an expert, an authority in your field, and you're really great at what you do. If nobody knows, nobody knows.
It's a case of you might have the best product in the world, but if nobody knows about it, you're not going to make any sales.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So we'll come to that sales in a moment.
I
always say it's like a guy trying to hit on a girl at a bar, but the lights are off, and he's like. So don't discount that. Really, PR means that it does that introduction. It also gives you an opportunity to address some issues around the product, or some need around the product, or because often we start businesses to help people to better their lives with a product or a service, or to help a business and to better the business with a product or service. And PR gives you the opportunity to tell that story as to how you can help people or businesses, but it also creates the credibility. Who are you? Are you who you say you are? Do you know your stuff?
Yeah.
Can you walk the talk? And it really features you as the experts, and you can then be a thought leader or share your opinion on certain subjects. and it really elevates your profile in terms of
those
awareness.
are definitely important, because you can't run a business, basically, I would say, without marketing and PR. And people, I've seen this often where people start running out the budget and the first thing they want to pull is marketing and PR. But when you pull that, how you can just keep on generating more sales from there if no one's going to know about it and talk about it.
Yes.
Besides your PR journey and your PR company to get published, you're also a media mogul yourself. You have a radio show and you also have a TV show. You want to tell us a bit more about those things?
Absolutely. I just want to quickly complete what I want to say
Okay,
about
sure
sales,
thing.
if it's okay. And I don't think that people understand PR is not a sales tool.
Mm-hmm.
But when you go to your clients and you're sitting there and you're trying to close the deal and they're wondering why they should be doing business with you, that's when PR closes the deal. So it's not a lead generation, it's a deal closer. So I just wanted to leave that pocket of information right there on the table, because that's the role of PR. About my radio show, it's on the flip side. Once again, it was born from my passion to share my knowledge and other experts' knowledge around what happens on the flip side. If brands are doing campaigns, how are they doing that? What's working, what's not working? What should people look out for in terms of if they're creating a logo, a website, a blog? So we had really cool content. We had massive brands on the show talking about their campaigns and sharing what's working and statistics and so forth. I've decided to put the radio show to bed after 5 years.
Wow.
And to now really get into my own podcast show and into the TV show, Business Talk with Nadia Hearn, where I know I can reach so much more people, and it's just,
I think it is a case
a bigger
about
platform, and I can help more people with some insights.
Nice. I think there's a lot of people actually need your help, so I definitely feel jump on social media, engage with us as well. If you want to get in touch with Nadia, your details will be here and our details will be here, because there's so much more than just having a business. And often with entrepreneurs, I've seen this, they want to do the marketing, the PR, the accounting, the tax. They think they can do it all. But the truth is, you start burning yourself out. You need to focus on your main core business and have someone like Nadia come in and say, hey, let me take your business and let me get you that closing statement. Let me get you that sale. Let me let people know why you should be using your business. That's something that I think is quite difficult. Words might come easy to you.
Yes.
I know, and even I struggle with words sometimes. Yes. And words might not always be the easiest thing for everybody out there. I'm sure some entrepreneurs can relate that we can go talk to people and they might not understand. You don't know why you're not getting your product out there, but it might just be the language or the communication.
Correct.
And if you get the communication and the language and the PR right, or people understanding what the public relation is to you and your brand and your product, that's how you can get that sale closed. When we come back from the break, though, I want to get into more of a discussion with Nadia about this. All sounds really good. It all sounds amazing how things fell into your lap. But what were the challenges you faced as a young woman in business? And then from there, the growth of your business, your media, and all the other things coming from there. So this is Be in the Business, and we'll see you right after this. And welcome back to Be in the Business. I'm Jamie Thurston-Mangat, and we've been talking about PR with Nadia. It all sounds all good and well. It's extremely important to have PR in your business, but behind the scenes of the Nadia, I want to get that tea spilled, because people see this beautiful face, this amazing personality, this woman that has it all well put together. But on social media, in the public, we all see this perception, and often that's not always the case here, Nadia, because you make business look easy. But I want to find out and unpack, what challenges have you faced within your personal life or your business career that you can share with us, so that people also know it's not just as easy as it seems, not all as good and rosy and all on the lights, the good side of life.
Sure. I think that I asked you earlier how deep our conversation could go today. And a little while back, I was asked to share my entrepreneurial journey at a talk I did towards before the lockdown, actually last year. And for the first time, they asked me to go back onto my journey as an entrepreneur. And I always tell, my story, my business, and never really had the opportunity to really go deep and what really happened on my journey. And the answer is that it's not easy, and it wasn't always easy. And yes, I had a really great start, and I was incredibly blessed with having a mentor, business partner, a business coach in my pocket when I started at 25, which most people can dream of. But I was an incredible hard worker and a goal getter, and I drove her insane as well because I was very pushy. And so, yes, I think that's the first thing I want to share is even though life could be challenging, to be pushy and to really be just tenacious. Don't give up. Go for what you want. It doesn't matter if other people are telling you that it's a pie in the sky.
And that happened to you, of people telling you?
I don't. I just know about many other people that get questioned by their families and their cultures when they want to venture off and start their own businesses. And they are being told to rather study or to do other things with their life other than what they have a passion in. And I'm not saying that you may need to have a side hustle and work and be a waiter or do something or go and get a job and then follow your passion on the side, as a side hustle to actually get there. But I just think the first thing is don't give up, keep on going at it. It isn't easy. It's not, it just falls into your lap. I had the right support, but it was incredibly scary to step out and all of a sudden pitch new business. And I was 25 and I was sitting and pitching business to people that was 10 years older. Pardon?
What was it that might have scared you? Like you said, it was scary.
It was just going through the processes. I believe that anything that we don't know, we find scary. And I think that's the reason why I started my radio show and why I did my TV show, because I constantly look, how can I reach more people, do better, and be more help to the world? But that means the more I do that, the more I get out of my comfort zone, because it's actually not about me. But at the same time, the scary part is just the part we don't know. Until we know it, and it becomes like second nature. And once we've done something and we've achieved it, we may do it again and fail, but somewhere inside us, we know that we can because we've done it before. Or if we haven't done it yet, if we keep on going at it, I believe that something has to break, has to turn, has to change if we keep going at it. I definitely think that I went, unfortunately, built a beautiful business. The recession happened in 2010, and I actually get goosebumps because it hit us quite hard. And you rightfully said it earlier with what people cut, and we're seeing it now again. Not last year, everyone was launching new things, and the minute it became later in the year and it came close to December holidays, people started pulling back. And they haven't quite yet got out of their shells again. There's a lot wanting to do a lot of things, but we see the impact now. But you are right. They do want to cut those things first. So we do work in a very trivial industry, and it's always affected us. And so, yes, the recession happened. There was a big challenge that we had to face. At the same time, we had a situation where we were offered to sell the business to a corporate, and but it was such a challenging thing to do because it.
How did that make you feel? I think it's Get Published is your baby.
Yeah, this was the previous business.
Okay.
It's still going, so I won't be able to name it.
Okay. Yeah, and you actually
and
sold.
Tell the story.
Did you sell?
We sold the brand. Basically.
Okay. But how did that make you feel, that running a business?
And I had to rename it, so that's where Get Published was born.
Okay.
In 2010.
And that
the business started in 2007, but we had to rebrand because we sold it.
Gosh. And how's it keeping clients, or do you have to get new clients?
Yes, we had to do a lot of new things. Unfortunately, sometimes you just learn really expensive business lessons around having too many of your clients in one stable, where they actually, or if some of your contracts are too big and they're taking up a lot of the capacity and the resources in your business, it means that you at risk because if that one client or contract is damaged or lost, lost or they are suffering financial issues, it will impact your business, and you may be able to, you know, if you don't have a good mix, and you have 80% of your company working on one client, and your income's coming from that. In our case, it was an organization that had several brands, and they wanted to buy agencies in house, which made sense for them because we service orientated, and they would save a lot of money if it was in-house serviced. And so they wanted to buy up some agencies, and we happened to have a lot of their brands. And that's what happened. It wasn't really a choice that we could make, and we were left with some little to no clients, very small clients, and had to quickly try and find ways.
That definitely sounds like a challenge. I think a lot of people can also relate in their business around having big clients and the potential chance of losing big clients. When we come back from the break, I want to find out more about how you were able to manage that. It sounds like it was a difficult job. It sounds like nobody thinks losing clients is never a good thing to happen. And even in your case, where it was out of your hands. But it sounds like you got up, you started another business, you rebranded, and you made even, I would say, it looks like a good success out of that. So when we come back, I want to find out how you were able to manage doing all those things and being successful as you are now. This is Be in the Business. We'll see you just after this. Welcome back to Be in the Business. I'm Jamie Tesman, and we're chatting to Nadia, who's been sharing her story as a PR Mongol and her experience in media and marketing. But beyond that, she shared a bit of her struggles as a young business person and how she went through her journey. But there's even more to that. There's more about what we can learn from that and what we can get resolved in that. And I was still touching on a bit about your journey and even pausing your business and losing clients and how that made you feel and how you dealt with that. Can you just get into the hardships?
Cool. It was incredibly hard. I decided to pause the business and freelance under the new company name. And I was going through a really tough divorce as well. And yes, it really devastated my life in many ways. And I think I reached a lot of success at a very young age. And it was almost having everything and then all of it, losing it all. And I had incredible support. Once again, I was very blessed because I have an amazing family that could support me in terms of what I was going through. But at the same time, I decided that I need more security and that I needed emotionally to try and find more stability. At the time, that was my thinking. And I went to go and find some contract work. I worked on incredible brands during the process, some really big brands like Coca-Cola, Harley, Ericsson, just to name a few. I worked on really amazing big global brands during that 2 years, but at the same time it felt like I was losing my soul. As an entrepreneur, since the age of 9, I knew that, I have this fire, I'm a creator, and it was incredibly hard. Lucky I was employable because I had skill and qualifications and all of that, and that saved me, and I was earning well, but it wasn't the same. And it was a tough time for me to actually be retrenched at one of the last position that I held, and I was already exiting the job, and I was getting coaching for my radio show because I wanted something new and I wanted to step out, and life came and it gave me the big fat boot, and it couldn't have happened at a better time. But in those 2 years I experienced a lot. My ex-husband also passed away 10 months after our divorce, and it was a lot to deal with emotionally, and I can say today that all of that made me such a strong woman. It made me so good with relating to other people's pain and understanding people, and people that were retrenched, people that's lost their job, people that have lost everything in life, people that don't have everything in life. and young people, and even people that are older that may have failed before at business and need to start again. And I found myself exactly there. And some of the solutions that I can share, or some of the stuff that helped me to start again, is to really look at what I was passionate with.
Nice.
And because I worked on all these big brands, it was always just easy to work on big brands. And I found it working with startups and entrepreneurs was actually my passion, because it had more to do with mentoring and partnering and holding their hands and coaching them through their branding, and having that ability to create with them, where with corporates you have to follow their guidelines and templates basically. So all their template plans. And yes, I just freed myself and it became more natural. But I'm not discounting for anyone that may have failed at business. It's to have failed, or maybe you walked out of a divorce or been retrenched and you've experienced some failure in your life, to have that self-belief to start again. And I want to just say on that specific point, if you can find what really inspires you, what is it that makes you feel like fuzzy and warm inside, or when someone tells you, oh, thank you so much, you don't understand what that meant to me, or it's incredible. And really, I would say, hook your claws into that and try and see where your passions are, or your purpose rather. And if you live more purposefully through your business, it will make it so much more worth it. And that's what was a game changer for me. It didn't become just being a businesswoman. It became me walking the talk. Not me telling other clients how to do PR in their business. I did my own PR. Was everywhere in media, talking, doing public speaking. And so I know exactly what they're going through as well. Because
I like how that really comes full circle with you, because you've been through something, but the biggest thing there of getting yourself out of that is understanding your passion. And this happens to entrepreneurs often, where you feel like you're hitting rock bottom, you don't know where to go from here, you do something else, and in your case you were lucky enough to be employable, but some entrepreneurs might not have that. But it's also a case of, what do you really want to do? And what I want to ask you now, Nadia, if you could maybe go back in time and speak to that young 25-year-old Nadia that got a first job, even a younger Nadia, what word of advice would you give to that young Nadia?
I would definitely want her to look deeper in terms of what made her excited, and not so much about the things that she wasn't perfect at, because I'm a bit of a perfectionistic person. And I was doing a lot of the things really well, and I could have not quicker, but so much easier, I could have let go of the things that I don't enjoy in my career, and I could have focused on the things that I excel at and that I'm really strong at, instead of trying to really make myself something I'm not. I think for a young person it's also important to understand that maybe you love photography, and then you learn that you don't like editing, and you have great eye, but you can get someone to edit it. Or maybe you're a writer, but you suck at language, but you're an incredible writer. Then get an editor. Or maybe you're a social media person and you love doing posts and photos, but your copy suck. Then get a copywriter.
You are on point, Nadia. We have so much more to say. We run out of time, though. I would actually want to sit here with you whole day. I know you have a wealth of information. We have so much more to give. I know you also have more advice to give. So jump on social media. You can engage with Nadia there as well. You can engage with us. We've got more help and advice and content to share with you as entrepreneurs, whether you're starting a business, whether you're running a business. We even have some more giveaways as well. So even this what do you think of this hotel?
It's lovely. I might take this chair with me. It's
nice.
Beautiful.
We're at the Vibe Hotel in Greenpoint, Cape Town, South Africa, and we are having a ball of a time. The place is amazing. The staff is amazing. And this is where we're doing this whole thing of being the business. So we're going to come to the end of the show, but we'll see you next time with your man, Jamie Tesmagan. And thank you so much, Nadia, for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
Yes, and enjoy yourself. Entrepreneurs, go for it.
The light.